what I'm saying is the situation is different. She was sexually assaulted twice. The first time we let it slide. We reported to the security guard. We let it slide. 30 minutes later, they did it again. She was sexually assaulted. It's a crime. It's a real crime. She was sexually assaulted. It wasn't like a bullshit brush or anything like that. No, he put his arm, you see him on camera, he put his arm around her and grabbed her breasts.
There's ways to handle it.
With a drink in his hand, laughing.
Just like in my case, they can't even arrest the guy. We're thinking what charge.
Right, I know. There's no charge. That's what I'm saying. There's no crime there. The guy doesn't know.
The guy doesn't even know I was a cop and why the cop insisted.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go up to him like, oh, I'm a cop. You better apologize to her. No.
I never, he doesn't know I'm a cop.
I'm not going to.
Don't you understand?
I'm not going to call the cops over.
No, I'm a cop.
No, because my whole thing is, at the time, I didn't want to call 911 and stuff like that because I don't want to identify myself because I knew as soon as that happened, IAB would have been on the scene.
If you left the scene, IAB would have been on the scene.
Doesn't matter.
Because the cameras will show that you're there and somebody recognize you and then that would make it even worse. Failure to report. Okay. You would have got...
I did leave the scene and I didn't report it, right? Because to me, there was no crime. Because she didn't want to press charges and they didn't want to press charges at the time, right? There was no crime. You know who came out and reported it to them? It was one of the guys I investigated in the 109, okay? You know who came out to investigate it from IAB? My handler, the guy I was suing, he came out to investigate it. You know who he turned the case over to? The Queens group that I was suing and foiling at the time. They came out and took the case over. You know who came out to arrest me? The same people I worked with when I was undercover, the same people I was suing and exposing, they came out to arrest me. Out of 30,000 cops, you telling me there's nobody else to fucking come out and do that? It doesn't matter what I would have done.
It shouldn't even be
my point is
going that far to begin with.
Mike, my point is, it doesn't matter what I would have done. My 19th year, right before I'm about to retire, they would have fired me anyway. I guarantee you that. You've seen it happen for bullshit. You've seen it happen. And I'm telling you, that would have happened with me. So I guess that answers the question. Do I regret what I did? No, I did the right thing.
Me personally, you have to F up in order for them to fire you.
No,
that's it.
You don't.
No,
they just have to catch you on technicality. You might have got lucky because I know they tried to do that with you, right? But you might have got lucky because you had other people in the higher ranks in the background, maybe protecting you in the background, maybe, right? Maybe things were happening in the background that you didn't know about. But me, I didn't have that. I didn't have hooks. I'm just fucking Joe Schmo, some Chinese kid, some Chinese sergeant on the fucking NYPD that fucking arrested corrupt police officers and now trying to expose corrupt chiefs and stuff like that and commissioners. And of course they're gonna fucking have it out for me. It was get rid of this guy no matter the fucking cost. That was the hit. And then here's the thing though. For that bullshit, 2 punches in Manhattan court, they gave me 6 months for that. And then they gave me another additional 3 months for attempted assault. I beat the felony charges they charged me with, right? But they gave me 9 months to run concurrent. 6 and 3 months to run concurrent, and I spent fucking 6 months in Rikers, right? Well, not 6 months. I spent a half a month in Rikers, and then they sent the rest of the time up in Westchester. And when they sent me to Rikers, you know what the court put on my fucking charges that was false? That I was a child abuser. They put caregiver abuser on the fucking charges, and then when I got to Rikers, everybody thought I was a fucking corrupt cop that beat kids. And then they put me on the same block as fucking the person that killed Officer Dillard. They put me in the same block that chopped off the heads of the Kings of the Bloods. They put me on the same block of some fucking drug deal gone bad where it ended up in murder. All murderers on the same block as me. I'm shackled. Like I'm fucking Hannibal Lecter. It's called putting you in a box. They put the box shackle around my wrist. I can't move my wrist at all. That's chained to my leg shackles and chained to my waist. And they walk me around like that. Whenever I had to just go even 10 feet, they had to lock me up like that. Really? And they go, oh, it's for your own protection. I go, how is it for my own protection? If somebody else runs up to me and tries to fight me, how am I going to defend myself like this? Because nobody else is wearing cuffs when they fucking walk me through. My friend on the outside had to call my fucking lawyer because my lawyer won't even pick up my phone calls anymore. My public defender won't even pick up my phone calls anymore. Had to call him up, go to his office and be like, yo, help him remove these charges because it's false. They went, they corrected it. And then it made the newspaper, and that's when they transferred me to Westchester. They're like, oh, he shouldn't be in Rikers in the first place because that's bad for his safety. Albany called Rikers and said, you need to fucking transfer him now. They transferred me 3 o'clock in the morning, just when I fucking spent money on my first commissary, just when I got my commissary, my things, I was getting, situated. They fucking transferred me 3 o'clock in the morning. They said, nope, you can't have this commissary no more. Took it away. Transferred me to Westchester. Left my money in Rikers when I was in Westchester with no money now. And now I'm on the same block as the psych ward people with EDPs.
I can see why you're so bitter and so negative. I mean,
yeah.
I guess it's good for you to have a channel. It's like
but I went through that for like that club incident. Have you seen anybody like that?
It's a way for you to release, your.
Yeah, but tell me, Mike, in your career as a police officer, have you seen in New York, in Manhattan, have you seen anybody do time for that fucking bullshit crime? People in Rikers were even telling me, you see anybody here for a misdemeanor?
For a misdemeanor assault like
right.
That, with no injuries. I mean, visible injuries, but
no visible injuries.
No injuries.
Bro, he said at the time he felt uncomfortable. Like,
yeah, that's enough. That's enough.
Okay, but come on, you can do fucking 9 months for that bullshit?
Most people plead out.
No, I couldn't plead out. Because the pleading wanted to give me was you can't no longer seek to become a police officer again. And that technically said I couldn't sue for my pension. Because technically, if they give me my pension, they have to hire me back for 1 day and then give me my pension. And if I do that, then I'll be in contempt of court, and then they'll have me on a felony.
You still plead out? Because if you don't, the outcome will be the same anyway.
No, I'm not pleading out. And then on top of that, they try to make me plead out to 3 assaults.
On camera, as witnesses.
On camera, I didn't do anything. I'll show you the fucking video. On camera, I didn't do anything. You see, you're like, what the fuck are we watching? Like, it's not hitting the kid. It's the fucking boyfriend. And the boyfriend didn't even get arrested. They charged me acting in concert with him and 2 other people to make a gang assault. And they said, nobody else was arrested. He turned himself in a year later. And he's like, I don't want you to get fired. It was all me. I'm going to plead guilty to it, whatever. He pled guilty to the felony charges and all that stuff. They said, we're not interested in you. They gave him a repleader. Stay out trouble for a year, come back and get dropped down.
When do you plan to just put this behind you and just move on, move forward?
I want what's rightfully mine. I want to be able to physically and financially be able to move on, right? Because right now I'm in a spot where I don't have a pension and stuff like that. I have an injury that was approved, right? And I can't work now because of it. That's why I'm doing this bullshit YouTube channel and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Hope get my word out there. Hopefully it will kick off or whatever, and I can make some side money or whatever. To help with the family and the bills. My wife is working now, which sucks because for me, I grown up that the husband is the breadwinner. The man is the breadwinner. You know what I mean? Like that's my upgrowing, right? For her to go out there and go out there and work, and it's commission based, so it's not even a steady salary. Right, so for her to go out there and work and stuff like that all the time, it hurts me. That's even more anxiety. That adds even more depression to me. I want my accidental disability that was approved, and I'll be able to move on. Because then I'll have the money where it's like I could just move my family away from the city and move on. That's why I'm trying to get the platform out there so I can get the word out there, and then hopefully somebody will see it and be like, yo, we need to do the right thing.
Well, you're talking about the same thing over and over. You're beating a dead horse, right? You said it already on a previous episode. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about positive things with your channel. Instead of talking about the same thing over and over about your case.
Yeah.
Let's talk about other things.
I understand.
And move on. And, think
I understand, but we're here to talk about NYPD, and it just came up.
Now we're talking about your case.
Yeah, I know. It came up.
It
came up. It goes to show the corruption and the criminal organization within the NYPD. And if they really want to target you, they'll use all their resources and time
NYPD
to target you.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's corrupt.
It's fucking corrupt. We could disagree on that one, bro. There's a lot of good cops in NYPD. The people that work for the NYPD mostly are not corrupt. But the way that it's set up to protect itself. And that in itself is the corruption. Because IAB is set up to do damage control PR, to protect the image of the NYPD. That's what I was trying to ask you. Like, if you became commissioner or whatever, how will you improve it? and you go, oh, I got to think about it.
If I was a commissioner,
Right?
off the top of my head right
Yeah.
now, okay. Number one, I would let the cops
Yeah.
and detectives
Yeah.
critique their supervisors.
Okay.
Okay, anonymously or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's just like, you know,
Anonymously would be better.
the people at the top, they're gonna know who the bad apples are, who the bad supervisors
care.
are.
They don't care because that's your people.
Here's the
That's
thing.
their people.
Exactly. They put them in that position.
Right.
But don't forget, civil service, sergeant, lieutenant, captain, is based on a test. A promotion is based on the test. Okay. So you're already pinpointing the bad apples before they get to that level where they're being appointed deputy inspector and up.
Right.
So, number one is critique. Number two, just like what the military does, send in undercover. You have field associates, right? Undercover cop. This is off the top of my head.
They do that with internal affairs. It doesn't work.
No, a supervisor.
The mentality of cops is nobody wants to be a rat. So also the mentality of cops is
It's not gonna work if they police.
right.
they
But you have to send in
But
not
we're dealing
not,
with the lower level.
no, but
The
just
lower level.
just to
It
tweak
may work with the lower level, but above captain is not gonna work.
Just-
That's why.
just to tweak your idea though. Instead of
Oh, it's gonna need a
NYPD,
lot of tweaking. This is just the
Right.
ideas off the top of my
So
head.
just
Because
instead of
didn't
an
put any-
NYPD
I didn't
cop.
put any thought into it, but it's just an idea.
right? So instead of NYPD cop, you get an outside agency that goes in and investigates undercovers.
The NYPD won't allow it.
You're a police commissioner. You could change it because you know why? Because one day I'm the undercover.
People in position of power is not gonna
The-
want
the problem-
their organization to be embarrassed. So
Right, but I'm just saying, fantasy-wise, if we were able to go in and
it's
change
just
things,
wishful thinking.
you're right, wishful thinking. The thing is, like the undercover cop. One day he's working with you, one day he's investigating you, next day he's working with you again. That's the problem.
Next time you bring me back on your channel, let's talk about the positive things in the NYPD.
All right, let's
How's
do
that?
it.
All right,
Let's
so
do it. We
I
talk
didn't
about the
ex-
positive
I didn't
things.
expect to be talking about this, but
All right.
it was a good episode.
All right, no,
You
I'm saying,
know,
look,
I got-
I have a lot of positive things to say about NYPD also. You know what I mean? It's just that me going through what I went through, especially the
No,
Rikers
I
thing.
can
I just
see-
got out of Rikers,
Yeah.
like in September. You
understand
know what I mean?
that you're upset, you're bitter, disappointed,
Right.
but it's a good
Right.
way to release
Right,
that
to
by
vent
talking
out,
about it,
right.
to
But thing
vent
is-
out, you know,
So that's what also happened when I did the Lucky Boy podcast. It was also a way for me to vent.
yeah.
That's why I did it. You know what I mean? It's you can see that I didn't plan it. It just happened that way. When they started asking me questions and stuff like that, it just came out. Okay, you know
Next
what? Let me-
time, think things through before you act.
I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you, but things happen.
My
Things
advice.
happen. You know what I mean?
All right, thanks
I
for
appreciate it.
inviting me.
Yeah. Good to have you
Okay.
on the show.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching this System Unfiltered with Chinatown Gang Stories. Mike Moy. Let's get it.